This is Lady Boule, and I hope your week is going beautifully. Thank you for your support. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Please hit the notification bell so you know when new videos are uploaded. Thank you for your thumbs up, for your comments, and thank you for sharing the videos. Thank you for all you do to support the channel. If you'd like to have a topic discussed, let me know in the comments section or email me at ladyboule8596@aol.com. Now, I'm going to say that I try not to be a conspiracy theorist. I try to look at things as logically as I can, and I try to draw logical conclusions when possible. Well, occasionally something will happen, and it will just trigger my curiosity, and then it might kick up my suspicion. One of the things that sort of just keeps catching my eye is this British singer named Adele. She seems like a nice person. She's a very good singer. And like many British pop singers, she has copied the style of African American soul singers. So when a non-black person seems to always find themselves in spaces with African Americans, I become suspicious. So I've become suspicious as to why Adele is always in some kind of a situation to do with African Americans. She is dating this African American man that nobody knows. They say he's LeBron James's sports agent, and he just came up out of nowhere, 40-something years old. Nobody's ever seen him with a wife or a girlfriend, but now he's the love of Adele's life, okay? Now, she's been interviewed by Oprah Winfrey anytime they want to raise the profile of somebody, especially if it's a non-American. Oprah Winfrey ends up doing a big interview with this individual. So Oprah has had her big interview with Adele. And then there was this sudden interaction between her and a black couple during her one night only concert special on CBS. This black guy brought his girlfriend up blindfolded on stage in an effort to make a big dramatic proposal to her. He was giving a really sweet proposal to the girl, and she was acting surprised and all of that. And then all of a sudden, Adele is singing, and he's trying to propose, and somehow he gets the proposal out, and the girl looks up, and there's Adele, and she just goes wild, and really came across to me as if she was more excited about Adele than she was about the engagement. So now Adele is getting credit for helping someone to do this big television proposal, which I never understand. I have never understood these big public proposals. That seems like something you want to do in private. Because what if the person turns you down? Okay, but that's a discussion for another day. So things like that just sort of send up a warning for me, like, what is this all about? This woman is a good singer. She's lost a lot of weight. She used to be much heavier, so she's become a fashion icon, but she's everywhere. I have no problem with this woman, but why is she being marketed to African Americans? This is my question. So that's been on my mind, and so I'm just going to lay out what I think is going on. In London, the Afro-Caribbeans have something called the Notting Hill Carnival, and this is something where I guess they dress up in their carnival outfits and have some kind of a big time festival or something. Adele was brought up in UK around Jamaicans and I guess other Caribbeans, Africans too, I guess. But in 2019, I believe that's when it was, she, now in Beverly Hills, decided to dress up in a Jamaican flag as like part of a halter top, a bikini outfit, bantu knots, and some other kind of frock on her head. And she put it on Instagram. Some of the Caribbeans went wild, especially Jamaicans, as if they were just honored to have this woman holding up her breasts with an image of their flag. African Americans didn't see it that way. African Americans said that what she was doing was disrespectful, mainly because she had on that Jamaican flag wearing it with her breasts hanging out, basically flopped down or whatever. And she had Bantu knots, and African Americans said it was cultural appropriation, but it was inappropriate, particularly the Jamaican flag. Well, naturally, the Afro-Caribbeans came in on the African Americans and said that they weren't offended by it. They were honored because this is a white woman after all. Now, when African Americans wear those Bantu knots, they call it cultural appropriation because it came from Africa and we shouldn't be wearing it. Of course, now I'm not going to say we because I wouldn't wear them anyway. I don't see anything attractive about that particular hairstyle, but that's just me. But anyway, Adele trended on Twitter. She was all over the place, and she got a lot of backlash from many Caribbeans, and I think the Jamaican Prime Minister had to come out and tell the Jamaicans that was not a compliment to them for her to be dressed like that with the Jamaican flag. So Adele, though, enjoyed it. She said it was the first time she had trended on Twitter. And so she was trying to trend again. She said that at the time. But it came about because African Americans raised so much sand about it. Now, it was the Jamaican flag, and Jamaica is a black country. So African Americans, and I think they were right, and I thought it was inappropriate the way she was dressed. I mean, after all, if you're going to wear the Jamaican flag as a bra, why not just wear the Jamaican flag as panties? It was disrespectful to me, and I haven't seen her dressed up in a British flag, and she's British. So if it's appropriate, then why not wear your own flag? But anyway, that's what started Adele with her relationship with African Americans. African Americans caused her to trend. After African Americans made their big protest against it, other Caribbeans started coming out and saying they didn't think it was quite right either. After the big dust up, I don't think Adele apologized, but she did come back and say she understood why she had received the backlash. She admitted that she had not read the room. She had a few Jamaican friends, or maybe some Jamaican friends, who were encouraging her to do it because these people have yes people around them, so anything they want to do, the people are going to say yes. But then there's a whole new group of people out there who's not in your circle, who may not think what you're doing is so cute. So she did come back and acknowledge that what she had done may not have set well with everybody. There's also the consideration of her being a singer and always trying to improve her brand. And singers have to be relevant. They have to be putting out music. They have to be out there in the public's eye. So now we're just seeing more of her than maybe, many of us would care to see because, she's really not exciting outside of the music. So improving her brand means increasing her audience and also having relevant people or people who are considered influencers in the culture attracted to her and talking about her. Nobody is more culturally aware than African Americans. Nobody has a more influential international culture than African Americans. So it makes sense that she would want to appeal to African Americans. And to that end, she has gone and got herself an African American man to be seen around town with. And she's in African American spaces all the time. In hopes of trending again, I'm thinking that's a part of it. But I have a deeper thought, and it's a frightening thought, but I'm just going to say it anyway. And I know I'm reaching, and I hope I'm reaching. But you know that Aretha Franklin died a few years ago, the Queen of Soul. The throne is empty. So I just see this marketing as something sinister because I don't trust this kind of stuff, this show business stuff. Now, we already have contenders, as far as I'm concerned, for the replacement of Aretha Franklin. The Queen is dead, long live the Queen. So my nominees would be Jennifer Hudson, Fantasia, and Jasmine Sullivan. And those profiles are the ones that need to be raised, not Adele's. Again, I have nothing against this woman, but she is just doing too much. And when somebody's doing too much, there's a reason for it. So I'm just going on record as saying that Adele is not my choice for the new Queen of Soul. Now, maybe I'm reaching, and I hope I am, but I just see too much marketing going on here. Now, it is going to be the job of African American women to stay on top of this, because we know that African American men will give away everything if they can. They will give away our look. They're calling women who are blackfishing black women because for whatever reason. So we have to watch the space to make sure this doesn't get pulled off. And not only black women, they'll give away black men's stuff. I still can't believe that Marvin Gaye's family had to go to court to make them pay for that song about blurred lines. They had to go to court for that. Black men were involved in that. So African American women are going to have to be the keepers of this particular gate where the Queen of Souls legacy lies, as well as who will become her successor. Black men can have the King of Soul, they can have the Duke of Earl, they can have the Count of anything, but when it comes to the Queen of Soul and the Princess of Soul and Lady Soul, that's the territory of African American women, and we have to protect it, because if we don't, we know what will happen. We African Americans are sometimes too trusting. We don't see suspicious people as being suspicious until they do something to make us suspicious. And then it's too late because they pulled off a con. But I just think you have to keep your eyes open at all times. We have a history in this country. We have a history with tricksters. We have a history with that. And we are too willing to give away what we have. We are too willing to give away our culture in an effort to be friends with somebody. And then when they get what they want, they go on back to their own people and live their own lives. So I just think we have to keep our eyes open. We have to be calling stuff before it happens. And even if it doesn't happen, if you think it's going to happen, I think you have to call it out. Because if you don't, somebody will pull something when you least expect it. So I'm just saying, keep our eyes open. Queen of Soul belongs to a Queen of Soul. Okay? Let me know what you think. It's never too soon to ask a question. And we know that you never, ever let your guard down. I have made my point. Thank you for listening. Subscribe. Give me a thumbs up. Leave a comment. Share the video. And as always, have a great day.